Welcome to the deep dive.
Okay, the energy is definitely up because tomorrow, April 19th,
Yeah,
it's NBA playoff time.
it is finally here. And you know what that means? Predictions.
Exactly. Prediction time. We've been digging into the stats, the matchups, all the expert takes, and today, we're laying out our first round predictions.
That's right. We've got our picks right here, and we're going to break down each series, East and West.
Yep, who we think wins, and maybe just as important, why. Like how many games, backed by the info we've gathered.
Let's do it. All right, Eastern Conference first.
Let's start there. Okay, the 2 Boston Celtics versus the 7 Orlando Magic. Our call. Boston wins this 4-1, 5 games.
Yeah, a 4-1 feels right. And when you look at what Olympics.com was saying, they really spotlight Boston's regular season. I mean, third best record. Elite defense plus that offense, shooting almost 39% from three.
Right.
It's potent.
Seriously potent. And the players, the core is just solid.
Totally. You've got Tatum averaging almost, 27 points, nearly 9 boards, 6 assists, just does everything. And Portier, that shooting over 41% from deep for a big, plus the shot blocking.
Game changer. And then Jaylen Brown, a 4-time All-Star. It's a very tough team.
It really is. Basically the same core that was right there last year. And yeah, Olympics.com has them as finals favorites. But okay, Orlando.
But
They're not just going to roll over.
No way.
Yeah.
Orlando's young, they're athletic, and they can really defend. Banchero and Wagner, they're main guys on offense.
Right, putting up good numbers too, like mid-20s points per game each. Wagner gets steals as well.
Exactly. Olympics.com acknowledges that defense, but they kind of hit the nail on the head. Orlando needs to find reliable scoring when the game slows down in the half court.
And they have to figure out how to cool down Boston's three-point shooting, right?
That's the key. If they can do that, maybe they grab a game. But the feeling is Boston's playoff experience, their overall firepower, it's just too much.
So 5 games seems like a solid bet. Our 4-1 lines up pretty well there.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, next up, 3. New York Knicks against the 6 Detroit Pistons. We've got the Knicks winning this one, but in 6 games, so a bit tougher.
Definitely seeing a longer series here. Olympics.com called this a real clash of styles.
How so?
Oh, you've got the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
Super efficient offense, good shooting. Brunson's leading the way, 26 points, over 7 assists.
And Towns, almost 13 rebounds a game. That's huge, especially since rebounding wasn't always their strong suit.
Exactly. They'll need him on the glass because Detroit,
Yeah.
well, they bring something different.
Yeah. Olympics.com mentioned Detroit's inside game and defense.
Precisely. Detroit is all about that smothering defense, youth, athleticism, getting downhill. Cunningham's their main guy, 26 and 9 assists. Impressive.
And Duran inside. A double-double machine, super efficient.
Yeah, something like 69% shooting. The Pistons score a ton in the paint. So it's Knicks shooting and Brunson's leadership versus Detroit's defense and interior attack.
Makes sense why we see it going 6 then. Physical series.
Very physical. We think the Knicks experience pulls them through in 6, but Detroit will make them work for every single win.
All right, moving on. 4. Indiana Pacers versus the 5 Milwaukee Bucks. Ooh, this feels like a toss-up. We're actually calling for a Pacers upset here. 4-3 in 7.
Yeah, that's a bold one, going against Giannis and Dame.
It is. What's the thinking behind picking Indiana?
Well, it's acknowledging how tight this could be. Obviously, Milwaukee has the star power. Lillard, Giannis, Middleton. Lillard, even in year 1 there, nearly 25 points, 7 assists a game. You can't just dismiss that.
No, he's a killer offensively when he's right. But
Interesting.
there was some injury news with him, wasn't there? A bit worrying.
Yeah, that's a big factor. CBS Sports reported, okay, he was cleared of that blood clot scare, which is great news. But he's still out for game 1. That's a major blow for the Bucks right at the start.
Definitely tilts things a bit, especially early in the series.
It does. And while we don't have, specific Pacers stats right in front of us from these sources, predicting a 7-game series suggests we believe in Indiana's depth, their pace, their ability to maybe exploit Milwaukee, especially if Lillard isn't 100% even when he returns.
Yeah, 7 games means it's going to be a nail-biter. Every possession counts. And, the general playoff buzz, like on forums, like Clutch fans, everyone knows these series can swing on anything.
Exactly. Momentum, a hot shooting night, an injury.
Yeah.
It all plays a part. So Pacers in 7 is our call.
Okay, last one in the East for now. The 1 Cleveland Cavaliers against, 8 TBD. We don't know the opponent yet.
Right. Makes it tricky.
But our prediction, once that matchup is set, is Cavs in 4. A sweep. Why so confident in Cleveland?
Well, obviously knowing the opponent would help, but Based on Cleveland's season, they earned that type seed. Olympics.com highlights Mitchell, 24 points, good defense, and Jarrett Allen inside.
Allen's efficiency is crazy. Over 70% shooting, plus almost 10 rebounds.
Just a rock inside. So even without knowing the specific matchup from the play-in, the thinking is Cleveland's overall quality, their consistency this season, they should have enough to handle whichever team comes out of that 8th spot.
A 4-0 sweep reflects that confidence in the top seed. Makes sense.
Yeah, we think they get it done quickly.
All right, let's switch gears. Western Conference looks absolutely stacked this year.
Oh, yeah. Gonna be some battles.
Starting at the top. 1, Oklahoma City Thunder versus another 8 TBD. And just like in the East, we're predicting the top seed, OKC, wins this 4-0 once we know who they're playing.
Similar situation. Hard to analyze deeply without the opponent. But man, OKC, what a season.
Incredible. Olympics.com is really high on them.
As they should be. SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, scoring champ. Over 32 points a game. That's MVP-level stuff.
And Chet Holmgren's impact, rookie year basically. 15 points, 8 boards, over 2 blocks.
He's been fantastic. That duo, plus the rest of that young core, they're just playing with so much confidence and skill.
So the feeling is whoever gets that 8th seed is running into a buzzsaw.
Pretty much. A quick series feels likely. Forest Thunder is the prediction.
Okay. Now for maybe one of the most talked about series. 2, Houston Rockets versus the 7 Golden State Warriors. We're predicting Rockets in 5, 4-1.
Whoa. Okay, that is a statement against Curry and the Warriors' experience.
It feels bold, right? But what's the justification?
Well, the sources, like Olympics.com, they're pretty clear. The Rockets aren't rebuilding anymore. They use the word legit.
Legit. I like that.
Yeah. Şengün is really stepped up as a major offensive piece. Amen Thompson is this X factor, super athletic.
And the team identity seems clearer now.
Definitely. Length, athleticism, defense. They led the league in rebounding, top 10 in steals. That's not the Rockets of a couple years ago.
That's a massive turnaround.
Thus,
But Steph Curry is still Steph Curry. That has to count for something.
oh, absolutely. And Olympics.com points that out. You can never count out Curry's ability to just win games by himself. Wiggins is important too.
So what pushes it in Houston's favor then?
A few things. 1, the Warriors had to go through the play-in. That's extra mileage. 2, their roster is older. 4th oldest in the league, I think.
Fatigue could be real, especially in a playoff series.
Could be huge. And you see chatter, like on Clutch fans, some worry about the Warriors' lack of size against Houston's length. Plus, the Rockets have momentum, they have confidence, they have home court.
And even some local confidence, like that Rocket River prediction on the forum, Rockets in 5.
Exactly. So putting it all together, it feels like Houston has the edge right now. We're sticking with Rockets in 5.
Intriguing. Okay, next. 3, Los Angeles Lakers taking on the 6 Minnesota Timberwolves. We have the Lakers winning this 4-2 in 6 games. But sounds like this one could be really close based on that hoop venue analysis.
Oh yeah, hoop venue went deep on this one. It's a fascinating contrast. Lakers, maybe a bit undersized, but loaded with offense, playmaking, experience.
LeBron and AD, yeah.
Then Minnesota. Huge, physically
Yeah.
imposing, great defensively, but maybe less reliable passing, questionable late-game offense sometimes.
And they haven't really played each other much at full strength since the trade deadline, right?
It's a key point from the transcript. Only one game like that. So there's a bit of an unknown factor.
What about the strategies? Hoop venue, talk defense.
Yeah, they got into the weeds.
Yeah.
Speculating Minnesota might put McDaniels on Hachimura, try to switch everything, maybe put Gobert on LeBron if LeBron plays the 4, trying to negate some of the Lakers' actions.
Tactical chess match.
Totally. The transcript suggests Minnesota could dominate the boards, hit threes, but their late-game execution, relying heavily on Ant Edwards, maybe isn't as sharp as the Lakers with LeBron and D'Angelo Russell making decisions.
So that experience factor comes in again?
It seems like it. Hoop venue, predicted Lakers in 6 or 7 tight games, basically saying the Lakers' execution down the stretch would be the difference. Our 4-2 Lakers aligns with that idea of a close series, but LA prevailing.
Makes sense. Last series in the West. 4, Denver Nuggets versus the 5 Los Angeles Clippers. Another potential banger we're predicting. Clippers in 6. An upset. 4-2 Clippers.
Yeah, picking against the defending champs, the Nuggets. That's another big call.
What's driving that one? Seems counterintuitive almost.
Well, it actually lines up with what Olympics.com predicted, too. They also had Clippers in 6. They frame it as, classic offense versus defense.
The Nuggets offense, Clippers defense.
Exactly. Denver's offense runs through Jokic, obviously. His on-off numbers are insane. Like, plus 19.8 differential or something.
Sure, it's absurd impact.
But Olympics.com notes, Denver's home defense wasn't actually elite, kind of middle of the pack. And the Clippers, they're coming in healthy, balanced, and seemingly peaking at the right time.
Healthy is key for the Clippers. Kawhi, PG.
If they're both healthy and playing well, alongside that deep roster, they are incredibly tough. That initial analysis gave them the edge.
And we saw some extra Nuggets context from that Backyard Buckets YouTube piece, too.
Right. They talked about Michael Porter Jr., how he can be amazing but also inconsistent. Highlighted guys like Christian Braun, Aaron Gordon stepping up. Gives you a fuller picture of Denver.
So it's not just Jokic carrying them.
No, definitely not. But the overall feeling, combining these perspectives, seems to be that the healthy, defensively strong Clippers pose a really significant threat to Denver this year.
Hence the Clippers in 6 prediction. Wow, okay.
Yeah, could be a changing of the guard, or maybe Jokic just carries them again. We'll see.
So that rounds out our first round predictions. It's really interesting laying it all out, seeing where the sources align and where we're making maybe bolder calls.
Absolutely. And, weaving in things like that Science Daily piece about analytics, teams are using data more, and it often translates to wins. Adds another layer.
Or even just the basic tiebreaker rules from NBA.com. Getting the seeding right is complex. Head-to-head matters, all that stuff that decided these matchups.
It all feeds into the final picture. But yeah, these predictions are grounded in the info we had available from all these different places.
Well, thanks for digging into all this with me. It's always fascinating to unpack the why behind the picks, not just the picks themselves.
My pleasure. It sets the stage perfectly. The waiting is almost over.
Almost. Playoffs start tomorrow. We'll see pretty quickly how right or how wrong we might be on some of these.
Exactly. And, for everyone listening, which series are you most hyped for? Do you see an upset we missed? Maybe a sweep we didn't call?
Yeah, the conversation is just starting. We definitely encourage you to keep an eye on these series. Maybe check out some of those sources yourself as the games happen.
For sure. It's going to be fun.
It is. Until our next deep dive, everyone enjoy the start of the playoffs. Should be exciting.